Went and got Black Kitty registered finally and looked into all the things to do with that bin. Fucking hell. Oh, well, you know, that's all privately blah blah. You know, you could hand me one and said they were all for free when I initially got here, but now I've got to ring some friggin' hotline of some private corporation and fuck ass around. I could just say, you know, how come you didn't report it on the day it happened? All this sort of crap. Anyway, I'm going to have a go at ringing them tomorrow and possibly carting water. But just sort of funny. It's like that sort of bit of heat and humidity before the storm. I think we're going to get rained on. I done half the washing last night. I'll probably do the rest tomorrow. There's a little trick I got to save fuel that I do sometimes. And I got enough clothes, you know, to go for a few more days just with what I washed last night. But there's a little trick where instead of just pumping water, you get a 250 watt pump rumbling away. I don't know. I forget. I think it's about 250 watt, the one I'm using now. The old one I used to use was 250 watt. And, you know, you run a generator that can run 2,500. You might as well do the washing with it as you're pumping the water. So that's usually what I do. Because it usually takes about a 10 minute run to do a load of washing. So, yeah, kill two birds with one stone and save a bit of fuel. Anyway, I've just been whacking all the gap sealing along there. Put the bit of expansion foam in and trimmed it off before and then covered that over with silicone. Yeah, so that'll be that all completely sorted now. And that one was all done last night, but I just got this sense that we got to be rained on pretty soon. Actually, felt the odd drip or two then. So I better sort of finish off all that. Ah, damn it. So I've got to do this bloody thing here. Ah, bastard. Oh, well. So you've got the ends sort of flared up there to deflect the water off. This is what I just removed the vine off. Anyway, I probably should try and work out a little piece for this. Sort of want to go down and do the rest of the post holes. First things first, I'm going to put my drill away and get ready for a possibly impending rain. I got that corner bit done. Got the angle grinder spinning and set it on here. I must have put it in the scrap metal. I had a little dag left over. I was going to put in scrap metal. Anyway, cast aluminium. So yeah, sandwich toaster. Gonna need more than just a scrub, probably a wire brushing as well. But other than that, it's in alrighty enough nick. Pretty good line up there. Yeah, that's what you use just if you got an old propane stove or whatever, you don't have electricity or whatever. It's good to get the make it up with like the 2 slices of bread, 2 slices of cheese and a bunch of tomatoes in the middle. That's when I remember being made out of things like this. My parents had one like this, I'm pretty certain, as a kid. Anyway, glad I got that done. And, might have something to eat first because I've just been cooking something on the wood stove a while back, and then I might try and go over the end and see if I can dig these holes out a little bit more. But I'm glad I got all that guttering stuff done once and for all, so that if it rains, we will be all right. It's trying to rain at the moment. Just come in and my little pussy was up in the roof space, just sticking the head out. In the room between sort of where my fridge is and where I keep all my tools, that's the one that I put the plaster on, not that wall, but the wall between that room and the fridge room. Anyway, it's sort of not really making a go, it's just spitting and spattering, and I sort of was trying to get on with my day, so I wasn't going to show any water coming out of any of these. It's as usual, you know, the first bit of rain you get, you know, a whole stack of bloody leaves and stuff washes off. So, of course, it'll get its first flush, so to speak, before I even get any piping on it. It's yeah, you probably hear the generator running in the background. I'm just pumping water. Got my third load. I've got another half a load to get from the standpipe. I've got to ring up and find out about this bloody bin and argue the toss of them. So I'll be doing that before I go and get my fourth load. I'm actually seriously thinking of sticking a little hole in the roof space, which obviously won't be in my bedroom, but it'll be in the same gap where she's already going through, for her to get up and check out the mouse shenanigans, because there was a bit of mouse shenanigans about 4:30 this morning, and obviously, while I've been out and about filling up with water, she realises that there's mice up there, and when there's noise in the ceiling and when she's on my bed, she'll just bang. It's just like attention just goes straight to the ceiling or wherever it's coming from. She knows that they're in there, and every now and then she'll get up there every few weeks and actually go through the ceiling space looking for them. Something to do with the way her fur is. None of the insulation ever sticks to it, but they've changed the version they used to have in the early thousands to the way it is now. It doesn't sort of make you as itchy, and it doesn't sort of flake off as much. It's slightly different in the way they, I don't know exactly what it is, but they've got it on the packaging, and you notice it when you're installing it too, that it doesn't sort of come away and irritate your skin like the older stuff used to when I was a teenager, or in my early 20s in the building industry. It's completely different sort of stuff, so she doesn't get anything in her fur, which is good, but I want to give her the opportunity to continue to go up there to get the bastards in the ceiling space, because it's great that she does that, and I don't want to do anything which will discourage her from doing that. I've got a couple of ladders. My uncle was given my grandfather used to be obsessed with ladders, and my uncle has a lot of ladders that was given to him by my mum's father. And that's the wall that I tend to lean them all up against. It's still just bare framing. That was framing I had to put up when I was fixing the place up. And she'll just sort of hop from the ladder to one of the several ladders to the framework, and then straight into the ceiling space. And yeah, so I'm actually seriously considering leaving a hole in there and putting a plank or something where she can walk up a plank to get in there to the ceiling space, and really get rid of any of the mice that are around here with no restrictions at all. Just been washing this with a bit of dishwashing liquid and my toothbrush. Don't think you're really going to be able to. Oh, that's better. That's the best of it yet. It's hard to really tell. To you guys, it probably just looks black, but this actually looks beautiful, like a bloomin', almost like a titanium colour. That's sort of a dark grey, shiny sort of a dark grey titanium colour. This is one of the iron ore nuggets. This is probably the biggest I've found yet, and for some strange reason, this one's got smoothed edges like a bloomin' river stone. A lot of them I've got, you know, just like a nugget, and they've got pitting in it. But this doesn't really seem to have that much pitting, but it's just... Yeah, it's only showing up black, but it's actually a beautiful, shiny, sort of a rough sort of titanium looking stone. If I could use my big camera I would, but unfortunately it takes the big SD cards and my new laptop doesn't. It takes tiny little ones, so. Unfortunately my camera doesn't have a Wi-Fi connection either. Otherwise I'd be trying to do some sort of a Wi-Fi transfer. Well, I got the bin stuff sorted out easy, if I didn't already mention that. It's almost no contest. Now, I don't know if you can see this. It seems you can't. To describe what I'm seeing, over in the distance there is... the sun's pretty much gone down, and I can see this great big orange glow with all this mist above it. But it's not actually mist, because the sun hasn't gone down that much, and I know exactly what's going on. There's a fire, quite a decent sized fire over there, and there's a bit of smoke I can see drifting in the sky, although it's very hard to see it. Yeah, when you see that glow and the hazy look around it in the distance, you know someone's up shit creek in a barbecue canoe big time. Look at this bit of cardboard. $8. Another ring of cardboard, a bit of plastic and a bit of tape. $4. Shit left over from using a planer. I think it's only pine. $2. Only 60 grams of it. I don't know how they sell this crap. Oh, shit. Been walking through all this piss and rain, handing out resumes in this industrial area. Geez, some people have got some old fucking crap. Tell you what, if you ever thought my joint was a mess, you got to see some of these joints. Old cars with all the doors and shit missing, and weeds up around them, and just random shit everywhere. Anyway, as you can tell, I'm a little bit wet. Been missing some of the joints that are kitchen joint stuff like that, because I've got a very good theory that they won't really be doing a great deal of business. There's quite a few of them here that just said, nah, just nothing at all. And there's a handful that are alright. Went to a tank place. Of course, whoever's making tanks in the piss and rain, especially if they're installing them, it's not a terribly nice job. So once again, back to the old tactics of trying to get the shit jobs that nobody else wants. Some of the landscaping joints here have also gone in for. I've got to write all these down for the unemployment office, so I've got to go drive the streets now and work out what ones are what. There's a couple I could do. Truck driving place, but oh fuck, I've been there, done that. Over here, truck drivers generally are about on a par with fucking dog meat, pretty much. That's your value. So I'm not going back into all that. Again, there's your value isn't much more than the rabbit you ran over this morning. That's the way it is in the trucking industry here, and couriers, and most of this is just courier stuff. But surprising how many properties got nothing on them except just junk, or are up for lease or whatever. And yet some guys who have got businesses here obviously are pretty well off when you see the damn vehicles they got, Mercedes Benzes and everything like that. I'll give you a look at one. The white thing, Mercedes 4 drive. Anyway, try and dry off for a bit. I might try some other streets here. There you go, Elvis. This is a real Class B. Some up here I want to show you guys. Looks unbelievable. It's a diesel-powered steam truck. Black boiler in the front, diesel tank, pistons underneath, and chain drive. That's right. Boiler right in the front, pistons underneath, basically beside the diesel tank there, and big heavy chain drive that drives the back wheels. You can only see the white ones there, but how many bags did I get in today's little run? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 shopping bags. Unbelievable. You know, I'll tell you something you Americans will be interested in. All these upper middle class women, and sometimes just straight out upper class women, who like to tend to innovate with some of these environmental laws, and you know, basically the whole the rest of the world should do this regardless of the fact that I'm driving a V8 gas guzzler Mercedes. Those sort of greenies decided it would be a great idea, and they actually got it passed by law to charge 10 cents each per plastic bag. And that 10 cents each would make people start to think, especially all us poor bastards, start to think about the money they're wasting on bags, and therefore force us to have all those little shitty-ass carry bags like, well, this one here, it's black that you can kind of half see. They would sometimes sell those for $1, other times 50 cents, or you could get some real gay-looking one from a craft market. Anyways, they used to add the 10 cents onto the end of your bill for every bag that you had initially, and you'd see it on the end of the receipt, and these greenies thought they'd achieved their move. They'd done something successful for the environment by scaring everybody with this, you know, 30, 40 cent charge at the end of their receipt. And you know what happened? That bullshit lasted for 3 weeks. The largest supermarket chain then decided that they would not put that on, and they would just absorb the cost themselves and bump everything else up a couple of cents per product. You know, another 3 or 4 cents for each of the products in the store, and just absorb the cost. And it's all forgotten about. And if you ask somebody today, they wouldn't even know that little story I just told you, because they've all forgotten about it. Great, isn't it, hey? 10% tax, what for? Makes no difference. Initially, they were very concerned about not using too many bags and all this, and do you want to carry your own bag? And now they don't give a shit. And I got a couple of bottles of wine, and I don't know what the idea was behind it all, but they put 1 bottle in each bag, like as though they could break, and then you're carrying out 5 bags together, and they're banging away as you're walking down the street anyway. So, whatever. I also don't think wine tends to stink the place out like maybe powdered detergent does. Anyway, got some horse piss. That's what it looks like, and that's what it tastes like. So when it quacks like a duck and walks like a duck, then pretty much is a duck. And another one. These are nasty, cheap, bloody $5 ones. I think one of them was $3 actually. The other one was $5. I always think it's so funny how my uncle, and it wasn't just my uncle, it's almost all guys I have known that have been baby boomers, like to talk about how they like their nip of scotch or their blooming, you know, their bit of port or their wine, and they like it just like this with a little bit of that or a little bit of ice, and oh, it's just beautiful. And they talk about it as though they're fancy, and my uncle always used to put on a fancy voice every time he bought any wine or anything, like as though he was part of the upper crust as soon as he had a bottle of wine in his hands. And the truth of the matter is, when I was working in 2005, first vineyard job I had, I think. I think that was the first time I was in vineyards, 2005. And in all honesty, there was 500 million litre glut of the market. And as one guy there used to say, there's more bullshit in the wine industry than there is in the dairy industry, or the cattle industry. And, quite honestly, you can think you're fancy because you got it, but I might as well just then go and pick up this one here, which is a high-end cold-pressed extra virgin olive oil that, I shit you not, costs $6, while one of those costs $3 and the other one costs $5. And mind you, this was on special. So I think it's going to be a discontinued line. One of these bloody awards and everything. Now why don't I just walk around with this and put on a fancy voice like as though I'm part of the upper crust. Anyway, I got this liqueur last week I didn't mention to you guys. It would have been nice until they added the alcohol, like a blueberry taste, with this dirty, nasty alcohol over the top of it that made it taste like shit. But, yeah, it's cheap enough, and around here it's, oh shit, around here they can't give the stuff away. I mean, it's, because of the amount of vineyards around here, it's worthless, and when you taste some of it, like, I'm not joking, in Western Australia there's a friend of my parents who rang up one time when they went home, and I was talking to them for about half an hour, and they said that the bottled water is more expensive than the wine in the same damn shop over there in Western Australia, and it ended up making the newspaper. The fact that the bottled water was dearer than the friggin' bottled wine in the same shop. And yeah, a lot of effort's put in, but like my father says, anybody can make this stuff, but then you've got to actually make a profit out of it, It's all great having a product, but the thing is, when the market's flooded, it's got to be brilliant to even be worth anything, and the vast majority of it. Everybody wants to hit the niche market around here. They all want to be the fancy pants winner, and I'm not joking. One of my dad's former bosses actually used to do plagiarism. He would buy a fancy bottle of wine and then copy the words off the back of it and put on their labels when they got their labels printed out. And usually, the stuff was still horse piss no matter what way you looked at it, regardless of all these fruity mellow tones and a scent of tobacco and a scent of, chocolate and coffee. And my father used to say, I don't know where they get all this crap from. And then he found out that, yeah, actually they're just plagiarising it off the back of other bottles, which shows how full of shit it all is. Got a bit of soup. I wasn't too sure how many was in this. I thought it might have been 4 or something packets. I didn't really know. I thought I was expecting almost like cans of soup or something. It did say instant soup that could be made up or whatever. $4, and turns out there is 32 packets of soup for $4. Holy smoke. Cream of pumpkin with croutons in there, apparently. Just some little cup of soup thing, but I tell you what, I mean, that's only flipping half open. That'll do my lazy cooking habits for a few dodgy lunchtimes there. Don't know if I mentioned it, I probably already did, but Black Kitty got a bat the other night, and I heard it squealing, and took it off her, and Yeah, put one or two little puncture holes in its wing. It survived, it flew off and all that, but I gave it a bit of time and a draw to calm down. Dark spot laying on me socks. And then put it in the laundry and it was gone a few hours later. I was wrong about that wine. The one that I said was $3 was $3, and the one that I said was $5 was actually $2 when I found the receipt. $5 for 2 bottles. The strange thing is you can get wine for $2, sometimes $2.20 from one of the big supermarket chains. Yet, where my father worked, they used to buy bottles by the palletful. And they worked out $2 a bottle when you buy them by the palletful. Empty, no caps, to be filled, capped and labelled. Defies belief. It's almost like trying to claw back some of their expense money, you know, almost like a bankruptcy flipping level. It's, you know, trying to get back some of the money they put in regardless of the fact that they're actually losing in the process. And, yeah, that oil, it's pretty good oil actually. And if you look in the description below, you'll find an Amazon link to buy it. Not. I don't roll that way. Anyway, spent a lot of time looking for jobs yesterday, and yeah, gotta go and do the fence post today. It was raining all the bloody time yesterday, and today it's all right. It seems as though we haven't got as much rain out here, so I'll be doing that in a second when I finish breakfast.